Dear students, we are back. Let's take a look at number 2. Now, let's read the question together first. Aiden works at a candy factory and is designing a box that will hold 32 pieces of candy. I will underline 32. This is the information that we need here. 32. Draw two different ways that Aiden could partition his box so that it could hold 32 pieces of candy. All right. Question A says, how many rows and column does the first design have? Question B says, how many rows and column does the second design have? So I know that I need to partition these two boxes differently, and each will yield the number 32. That's the number of pieces of candy I need. So the first thing I do is I cut this box in half, right down the middle. Now I have two pieces, two parts, right? Now, if I cut again in half, I would have 4. If I cut the other pieces again, now I would have 8. 4 on the top, 4 on the bottom. I want to cut it again. This time I'm going to cut it across. Once on top, once on the bottom. Okay, now I have, let's just count this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8. That's 12. That would be 16, right? The 4 columns gave me 16 pieces. So now I'm going to cut each columns in half again. This would give me 20. Now I have 24, 28, 32. Okay, let's verify we did this correctly. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces per column. So the first column gave us 4. The second column is just 4 more than that. That would be 8. The third column, you add another 4. That would be 12. The fourth column, we add 4 more. That would be 16. The fifth column would give us 4 more. That would bring it to 20. The sixth column would just give us 4 more pieces. That would be 24. The seventh column, 4 more. Now we're at 28. And the eighth column, final column, bring our total to 32. That's exactly the number we need as indicated in the question. So now let's count how many rows and how many columns do we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 rows here. So I put a 4 and write R by it to signify 4 rows. How many columns? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 columns. I write a C. Okay? So how many row and column does the first design have? To answer this in a complete sentence, you start with the first design. The first design have 4 rows. 4 rows and 8 columns. COLUMNS. Okay, that's how you answer part A. Now, if we to partition it differently, all we have to do here is instead of doing 4 rows, we're going to do 4 columns. Instead of doing 8 columns, we're going to do 8 rows. So let's see, 4 rows, right? This time we're going to do 4 columns. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We cut it 3 times to make 4 columns. Now we want to have 8 rows this time, so we need to partition it across 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now, we don't even need to count this the second time. If you do this correctly, let's just count this way. How many rows do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we do have 8 rows. How many columns? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 column. You have already counted here the first time on the left. Therefore, on the right, you don't need to count it again. Just make sure that the rows number and the column number are exactly the opposite. Okay? And that will be 32. 4 times 8 is 32. That's what the question is really getting at. It's leading you into learning multiplication and starting to recognize the number sense of multiplying numbers. So to answer part B, how many rows and columns does the second design have? You will write the the second design have, oh, technical difficulty. Have have 8 rows. That's my dog. Oh, he's missing me. And 4 columns. Oh, Mr. Wang's bored. All right. And that's how you do number 2. Okay? Thank you so much.